Hey everybody, Dr. A here, and in this short video, we're going to be providing some background information on shear and moment diagrams. So it turns out that when the variation of shear force is plotted over the length of a member, it's known as a shear force diagram, or for short, we sometimes just say shear diagram. Now, when the variation of bending moment is plotted over the length of a member, we call that a bending moment diagram, or sometimes for short, we just say moment diagram. Now, there are two general ways of developing these diagrams. The first way is by plotting shear force and bending moment functions. Now, let's talk about this first way for a minute or so. So what is a shear force and bending moment function? Well, these are internal load functions that are developed in a member, and we derive them using method of sections. So I have some previous videos where we go into a little bit more detail on how we derive shear force functions and bending moment functions. And what they are is mathematical functions. So you have V as a function of X, that's the shear force as a function of X, and M as a function of X. So that's the bending moment as a function of X, and X is a location variable. So typically, shear force and bending moment functions are polynomials. Now, it depends on the applied loading, but most of the time, the situations we see of applied loads generate polynomial shear force and bending moment functions. And so if you just plot those functions, you will get the shear force diagram and the bending moment diagram that are affiliated with a shear force function and a bending moment function. Now, this method is a bit tedious, okay? It involves plotting polynomial functions, which can take a long time if you're doing it by hand. Now, the second method of developing shear force and bending moment diagrams is what's called the graphical method. This is the widely used method in both civil and mechanical engineering. And in this method, basically what we do is we first compute external support reactions for our beam, and then we work left to right to plot first the shear force diagram, then the bending moment diagram, okay? Now, I'm going to have a couple of follow-up videos where I go into detail of using the graphical method. So this short video is just meant to give you some general background information on what we mean by shear force and bending moment diagrams. So if you found this video helpful, please hit like and subscribe and be on the lookout for other related videos. Thanks for watching.